Hello everyone, my name is Corazar, and welcome back to the Vintage Story Guide. We are back in Rain and Fog Simulator, and I am back here just firing up some of the flower pots, and I think one of these, yeah, here we go, has a watering can for our little fields out here. We're going to get right to it today because at the end of last episode, I said that I wanted to go out and find more treasures like the ones that we found, well, during the rest of last episode. And you can see all those right here. We enumerated them at the end of the last episode. I keep saying episode, now it sounds weird. Oh well. But it turns out that that was a lie. We are not going out. In fact, we're going to stay kind of close to home. And the reason for that is that I, once again, dug a little hole, stuck a stone in the bottom, and waited for the temporal storm to be over, which is what sort of cut the last episode short, although I wouldn't call last episode short. But it got me thinking. You know, every time I have a temporal storm, I just go and hide in a hole and walk away. And we don't really have a big stash of temporal gears here, and we don't really have a source of rusty gears either. So I was thinking, what if we spent some time today and set up a little place for us to hide / harvest the drifters that spawn during temporal storms. And I was thinking that somewhere down there in that field that you can totally see over there, look on the map here, up in here we have a relatively flat area just outside of our visual range at the moment. Contrast that to the terrain over here, which is very hilly. Hilly terrain isn't really conducive to having a drifter pit, and so I want to set one up over here so that drifters can spawn on nice flat terrain and they can come and find us and try to get us. The catch is that we have to design it so that they can't do that. And that is going to be the goal of today's episode. And to do that, we're going to finish off this tower, at least the interior and the stairs, so that we have an easy way up and down to and from our drifter pit. The second thing we're going to need to do is our drifter pit from our time up at Lupine Ridge isn't going to work anymore, because the crawling drifters can actually crawl through spaces that are 1 block tall. I don't know if they can go shorter than that, and I don't know how much in that case, but it is something that we're going to have to experiment with while we build our pit. And I think what I'll do is, once we get it built, we'll wait for a higher rift kind of day, and we'll just kind of wait down there and see what drifters spawn in, and whether the creepy crawly ones can get through our mitigations. But I'm going to get the materials we need in order to finish up that staircase, and carve out the rest of that tower and probably finish up the sides, because I know that there is going to be a big gap in the tower. And we're going to get to it, and then we'll go and start work on our drifter pit. And we even brought up some special materials to fill that pit in the form of these metal spikes. They will help us kill drifters more efficiently, I hope. Anyway, that is the plan, so let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to go down here and measure out the floor that we're going to come out on, i.e. the Y level. Watch those knees. I guess I'd be okay if it was a couple blocks up, so let's aim for 114, and that is where we will stop our dig. And boy, it's going to be a big dig. Alright, so I have to run back the whole way around the mountain to get back up, which is exactly why we're making this tower today. So I'll meet you all at the top, and we will continue our work. Okay, I made it. First I broke my knees, and now I wore them out. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we are just going to start digging a spiral staircase that goes counterclockwise down. And someone actually had a great idea for what to do up here. I was originally just going to run these blocks all the way to the top of the roof there, but they suggested that I make this into a little bit of a garden instead, and I think I might do something like that. I might not plant grass like on dirt blocks here, but we'll at least do planters and pots, which may actually mean I could do that original idea anyway. We'll see. It'd be a good place to sort of put some shelves on. And why is there rain coming through my roof? I like that. Let's go ahead and we will actually dig these guys out. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to start by dropping the bricks down here. These are going to run the whole way to the bottom of the tower, and they will just supply a central post around which to place all of our stair blocks. Okay, now we have to take these out. And we will start with... Let's see, this is a corner, but you know what? I think we will start with that. So we come in and we start our stairs right there. Yes, that works for me, I think. And then we're just going to crouch here and work these stairs down to here. Now, I was going to do more stairs just to make a steeper staircase, but this is sort of going to be relatively efficient. And I think having a little landing here might just be a bit nicer. So we'll do that. And then we will continue our way down this tower, I think. If I can. I cannot. Okay, change of plan. It's kind of hard to build this the way that I was going to, so I'm just going to put a full block here. And, you know what, we're going to do this so it's not vertical planks. There we go. Of course, now that doesn't really match with the stairs. Well, we'll see. Matches those stairs fine. Okay, so we are at the bottom of the staircase so far. We take out these dirt blocks underneath. And yeah, this is a pretty steep staircase, so I'm pretty happy with the progress. So now, all that is left is to just dig straight down. Not straight down, but dig in a spiral. And we will lay our staircase down all the way. So, this is going to be a big digging and placing effort. So, let's get to it. Okay, well we have reached, well, 115, not quite 114 yet, but this is the direction we want to go, so I don't think I want to continue the stairs this way and then like that. I think I might just want to do sort of like an apron set of stairs, like this, and have it come out relatively close to the center of our tower. Doesn't have to be perfect, but close enough is good enough. Now you'll notice that there are lots of growly voices around, and that's because it is a high rift night, which is, I mean, we're not testing it today, so not going to matter for us, but at least we get the nice chorus, all their advice that we will surely put to use. Their advice like, "Come, let us rip your soul out." Little do they know, I don't have a soul. Okay, so there we go. And this comes off just barely off-center, and you know what? That is fine by me. You know, we probably don't really need this part, but maybe we'll make a little room here just to store maybe some easy access necessities, like drifter killing devices. And we'll just leave a lantern there. And I'm sure you're wondering about how I'm going to light the stairs here. At the moment, I've just placed some stones on each of the full blocks at the corners, and that will do for now, but I think what I might do is basically just have a block taken out every here and there, and slap a lantern in there. I was going to do some of the oil lamps, but we don't have many bowls, even though we do have plenty of fat. Okay, everyone, we are back. It is morning. It is still medium, but that is a-okay. At least the ground out here is relatively free of drifters. That's what matters. So let's get on back down here. And I think what I want to do next is I want to finish this and patch this up a bit. So we'll just take this down. And we'll just take all of you out. There we go. And a bit of you. And I'm just going to run some of these bricks the rest of the way down here. There's one corner. There we go. And we'll come back here in a little bit and take these guys out as well. And we will get some of the actual walls in here as well. And then this will get a little more complete. Okay, so back to what I wanted to do here is I'm going to take this column of blocks, the bricks, the whole way to the bottom. And for that, we need to completely mine out all of this central 2x2 column. So let's go ahead and get that done. Okay, now that we have this central shaft all dug out, we're going to fill it in, because otherwise I would probably die constantly because of this thing. So I'm going to intersperse some bricks and some cobblestone, and I might not have enough bricks now that we've already used some, but we'll see. Still have some friends here, seems like. But I do mostly want to do bricks over cobblestone, so figure like every couple blocks will be cobblestone, and the primary material will be the bricks. So, like this, and so on. But there is that. And then what we can do is, starting here, we can start breaking out the occasional block and replacing it with cobblestone. It doesn't need to be a ton, but just enough to give it some interesting definition. And there we go. We now have a full staircase with the bricks and cobblestone going the whole way down. Now, as for lighting, this is not going to be the final place for this particular lamp, but it might be pretty close to it. So I'm not worried about putting lighting on, for instance, this first landing here, but maybe we'll come down to here, and we will just knock out this brick, and we'll place a lantern like that. I'm actually going to remove my current lantern and just see how dark it gets. Never mind. Apparently not very dark. And maybe we'll just come to every corner on, was it this side? Yeah, maybe we'll just come to every corner on this corner, and we'll just knock out a block right there, just for consistency's sake. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take out this block. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take out this block. And so on. Oh, and we're down. Awesome, so we only needed a couple of these. So that way we won't have to worry about keeping stones here. So I'll go ahead and pick them up. Okay, so the next order of business as evening draws on is we are going to finish up the walls here. And my goal with this is that what we'll do is anywhere there's dirt, we will clear it out and we will replace it with wall. Now, that's going to be kind of irrespective of whether there's dirt on the outside. So if there's dirt like here and it's nice and big and full below, I need to just finish this up, I guess. Anyways, I was saying, there is dirt that makes sense to keep on the outside, and we just want to have an internal wall so it doesn't look like dirt on the inside, and that's what we'll do. But everywhere else that we can, we will clear away the dirt, like on this sort of, 1 block thick area here, and we will have the interior walls showing outside. Now, once we get into the stone, though, I'm going to stop doing the walls because we're going to have the stone as the walls, and I think that's fine because we're not going to see these orange and what are the cypress walls from the outside. Okay, here we have our completed tower and staircase down. It's very dizzying. Trying not to make you all sick from watching this. But there we go. We have a way up and down, and we got some hailstones coming in. We saw some hail last episode too, didn't we? Well, I'm going to go and put away the things I don't think we need, and then in the morning we will start digging our tunnel out. We'll have a door or gate there, and then we'll get out onto the plain out here over in this direction, and we will see about putting down a drifter pit. Alright, so let's get on down to the plains below. We can call them plains, the jungly, warm, grassy place below. We're going to bust through the dirt here at the bottom and head out into land where we can set up our drifter pit. Now we want somewhere that's decently flat, as I mentioned before, so let's go over here. Oh, there's 2 shells. Oh man. Oh man, oh man. Okay, this looks pretty decently flat. Go up here a bit. Yeah, we could do up here. We can have the panda join us. Maybe even right up here. And we'll take down part of that hill after we're done here. So I want to get started, and first of all, we're going to put down our project bin over here. And we're just going to drop a bunch of stuff in it to get it out of the way. So let's go ahead and we will start our drifter pit just about here. Now what I want to do is I want to have sort of a 2-sided killing area, and we're going to have these 6 metal spikes, sort of 3 on each side, but it also needs to go underground, although we could do a pit where they walk on top and then drop in. That could work. I don't see why it wouldn't. That would also mean that we could have like a ground level door and windows we could see out to make sure we're not going to get ambushed. That's actually kind of attractive. So you know what? Let's maybe think about doing that instead. Let me put you back. We can have a little ledge here. And then we'll have this. Like so. And then we'll have, I guess we can just do like this, and then like this. So all we need then is basically a building with a sort of staircase on the outside to get them up, on top of, and then drop in. I really hope I'm not making this sound easier than it's really going to be. But I don't know yet. I guess we'll find out. Okay, so what we have here is I think the start of our little base, our little drifter pit, insofar as an above ground structure is a pit. And what we're going to do in the end is we are going to just stone the whole place, because while drifters and other creatures have trouble spawning on half blocks and on blocks like path blocks, in my experience it's not perfect. So we are just going to use these regular floors and stone them the whole way. And luckily we have 4 trunks full of granite stones, so that shouldn't be a problem at all. Next, I want to kind of figure out where our door is going to be, and I think it'll be from the south. So I'm going to go ahead and create a bit of a perimeter, and we'll turn you into probably thinking some stairs. There we go. And we can start with, let's say, right here. Just do some of this. this one's going to stay open, and we're going to do you. And I'm doing this one because you can't chisel stairs right now, at least not the way that we need. And 2, you can't chisel stairs the way that I need. So, yeah, that's it. That's the reason right there. I think that should work. And you know what? We might actually want to poke a hole here and make a second exit for ourselves just in case we need it. And on top of that, we are also going to put basically a little wall. Well, maybe not out of full basalt bricks, but we do want to have a bit of a wall so we can sort of hide behind it if we need to heal up, or just need to get out of the way of any drifter attacks that are, you know, when they throw stones at you through here, or if they have, you know, long arms for a day. So we'll go ahead and get these doors in. One there, and one there. And I think in the long run, I'm going to replace these guys with probably some ebony logs, because that would look real nice. Oh. Scared me, Mr. Hand a Ghost. I guess I'm the scarier one. I was thinking about putting stairs kind of on the centers of these, but that would preclude putting it here because our door is here. So maybe what we'll do is we'll have sort of a weird pyramid-shaped thing where we have stairs that come down and sort of wrap around this direction. So maybe these stair blocks aren't necessary, but we'll see. Sort of fit them in as we need. Okay, so I've just come through with a load of ebony. Maybe we won't put these away, because I would like to figure out what I'm going to do in these corners. I'm thinking the answer is going to have to be we need to first figure out what we're going to do about the ceiling and or the roof. So maybe let's grab you guys again, and we will make a few more bricks. And let's just start with this. And I may just end up removing these bricks and putting something else more interesting here, because I don't want this thing to just be a black, white, and skull kind of design. It's going to fit in with the rest of our sort of aesthetic here. I just need to figure out how, and I want to get the shape right first. It occurs to me that something we could do is we have a ton of redwood, and that might actually go better with this in like a large amount of color. Like if we used a lot of, say, the bauxite or the sandstone, it might get a bit overwhelming, but the redwood's kind of a nice pale color. That might actually be nice for having the sort of set of stairs that comes up here. So, you know what, I'm going to make another trip up, and I'm going to grab some redwood, and I'll be right back again, after I place down the metal spikes. There. What? Really? Do you hang from the ceiling? What? Please tell me these do what I want them to do. These hurt? No, they do not hurt. Oh, ow, 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 ow. They hurt. Okay, they hurt a lot. They hurt a lot. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, so they do hurt. Only in one direction. Okay. Weird. Okay, off for the redwood. Okay, so hear me out. What I want to do is I want to take this redwood, and we are going to make a bit of a roof here. Like so. Not quite like so. There we go. Then I think we'll start with a bit of a staircase so that our interior kind of slightly comes down a little bit here. Let's see how this works. There we go. And I do think that the basalt and the redwood kind of go well together. It's not the kapok we've been using up in our base, but I think it still works. And I think that, given that it's a, it's not in our base, and it's a different location, I think it's not going to clash too much with our aesthetic in the base. And we can use this sort of as the floor for the upper area, and then cap it off with a colorful roof. Now, for here, to do something like this, yeah, we'll do that. It gives us enough room to put a bit of a frame around here, and then a window. Ah, these bears, I swear, they scare me every time. I ran into the sun bear. There's a male sun bear walking around here somewhere. And it was in the middle of the night, and I nearly had to get my brown pants out. I don't see him now. But they have this really weird, low sound that's like a really creepy drifter, and I am not here for it. Let me just say that right now. I am not here for that. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere here. Let's go ahead and get the frames in here. I want to get this going on. And cross like that. And like that. There we go. And then we can go ahead and put our glass panes in. There we go. And we'll do the same thing over here. Now, I was originally envisioning having windows kind of all the way around, so maybe it would be worthwhile even if we don't put a door in here, maybe just cutting out a similar frame and putting a little window here. So that might actually be what I do. Do a smaller window though. Just a single tall window. Like that. Yeah, I think we can do that. And we'll do the exact same thing right here. So then we just need to sort out these little bits of ceiling here, like so, and we'll probably want to do that here as well. Okay, and with all this, it is time to go ahead and get the rest of these staircases in. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll bring y'all back when that's done, and we are ready to start actually getting some decorations in here too. And here we go with our friendly panda up top. Hey buddy! Yeah, you should probably run away. You don't want to fall in this drifter hole and get hurt. So don't fall down anything and get hurt, because then you'll think that I hurt you, because your AI is weird that way, and I don't like it. So it occurs to me that this is becoming less of a drifter pit and more of a drifter ziggurat, so I guess if this doesn't really work out as a monument to our great drifter successes, this could be a monument to our great drifter failures instead. So we'll just have to see how things turn out. The principle should be the same of getting the drifters to go into a pit, but we're going to be, like, rather than directly below the pit, we're going to be sort of, inside here, but even my original design didn't have me sitting right below where the drifters would fall. So we'll just see how that goes. So let's go ahead and get some of these decorations in. So you just stay inside for this. A roof isn't strictly necessary, but I kind of want it to just be complete. And that way this will become a pagoda. A pagoda ziggurat. A Paziggurgodarat. This is why they pay me the big bucks. I'm the guy who does words. So let's go ahead and start getting some semblance of a roof on here. And this is going to basically be the same kind of roof that we are using up on the mountain, which does still need a name. I'm toying with a name in my head. I'm not sold on it just yet. So we'll see how that goes. Nope, not like that. And now, just like the roofs up on our home, going to add a bit more definition to them. And I like to put these on the corners so that if I want to hang something like a lantern, specifically a lantern, then I have the ability to do so without having to mess around too much. Now, I do want to do maybe some of this, and since this is an odd numbered building, we can actually go ahead and do this without having a funny little extra bit in the middle. Ooh, here we go. Can test it out finally. Let me in here. Aha! Hi, boys. Now, if you come this way, do you get hurt? You start fighting each other more like. Okay. I don't like that. I don't want them fighting each other. It looks like I can still harvest them. Okay, that is dangerous. Okay. What I do need to do is I want to find out if we make a few trap doors. I think I'll make it out of the redwood. If I place trap doors here, can the crawlers make it through? If they can't, that's perfect, because apparently drifters that have died, I think, can actually get shunted through a space this large. The question is if the crawlers can. I don't think that these spikes are doing us any good. And when you get stuck there, you don't do any good either. Something tells me that, especially in temporal storms, this might not be the best setup. I might have to declare this a ziggurat monument to our failures instead of our successes. Get over here, buddy. Can you push him through here or no? Cannot. What if I get rid of these spikes, though? That do nothing but slow you down. Okay, looks like you cannot actually, in fact, push him under that into me. Okay, well, that is disappointing, but that does mean I can probably just replace these with cheaper slabs and call it a day. Okay, well, we'll have to just see how well this performs, since the spikes did literally nothing, but we did get them all back, so we'll just have to find out. Alright, I'm going to make it morning, and we're going to do some inventory and supply cleanup. I'm going to go bring out some purple heartwood, and we can get the roof on this thing, and call it a day. Oh, after I make some more stew as well. Good night. Okay, so I am back with my weapon of choice, at least for the first layer, which is the purple heart. And what I'm going to do here is I do want to break up the roof by having sort of an oriental style sloped pagoda, just like we sort of kind of have going on the mountain, although it's hard to make it very sloped with so few blocks. But I also want to put a sort of ridge of the basalt that kind of rises up along with it. And so what I'll do here is I'm going to put this all in place as if I was doing it without that, and then we'll come in and we will add the basalt in afterward. Wondering if we shouldn't maybe put these on another block higher. Yes, this is a better slope, I think. Let's let's go ahead and pick up our lantern, swappy handies, and then we're going to go ahead and start. Well, we'll make it morning, and then we will go ahead and start building up this sort of ridge that's going to follow along here. And that will break up that shape a bit. Oh my goodness. It's not raining anymore? It's not raining, but it's still growly. Well, that is excellent. Look at that. It's a start, but we're not quite done yet. We have a little bit left to go before we can call this complete. And I think we should go ahead and get that started now. If I can get up here. That's a big if. So the idea here is that we want to have the nice basalt rise up about a half block higher than the surrounding color blocks. Colored, they're all colors, but you know what I mean. The bright colors. And so we're going to be using a few slabs, a few stairs, and probably a few complete blocks in order to achieve that effect. So for instance, here we could probably get away with a regular full block. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we will take out this, replace it with a full block, like so. And then here, we'll take out this one, and we'll replace this one with 2 half blocks. And then this one's a bit trickier. I think what we'll do here is this one gets a full block, and that might suffice. We could technically put a little nub right there, and that would probably make it a little more perfect, but I don't want to let the perfect be the enemy of the good in this case. Although, no, you know what we do? We need to have basically... Nope, not that. We need to have this, and then chisel it down into that. That way we can come in here, take out this block. Bye. And drop this in there. And I think... there. Is that how it needs to be? It's close. We might want to chisel a bit of... No, I know what we need to do. Come back here. Oh, I can't pick it up. I think what we need to do here is probably be wasteful, actually, unfortunately. We're going to do that, and we'll do that, and then we're going to do this to chisel those away like that. Now, can I? Interesting, so only the stairs don't work. It's pretty wild. Then we can come here and put that there like that. Yes, that's what we need to do. Okay. And unfortunately that does mean that we're going to do the same thing up here as we did down there. So we're going to do this, and that, and that, and we're going to knock all of these down to just pillars. And then that brings us to here, where we're going to start getting into that. Yep, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and do this on all 4 sides, and we're going to end up with a big old pillar right in the middle here, if I can get up there. Let's get a couple ladders here. And maybe we should put up something else in the middle. Probably some kind of just wall. Maybe some of the basalt wall to thin that out, make it sort of narrower. But I'll bring you back when this is done, and we can break our knees. Alright, folks, there we have it. There is our little, not so little, drifter ziggurat pagoda pit with a bouncing ladder that I missed picking up after putting that light up top there. But I am gonna get hit by lightning, apparently. Look at that. I am really pleased with how this came out. I didn't expect to like the redwood with the basalt quite so much. And also the mix of the redwood and the colorful roof on top, but I think it works out pretty well. It's just a bit of a different flavor than with the K-pop. So this is where we will come in the future to hide out from lightning strikes, to attack the drifters and stay safe from them if possible during temporal storms. I'm going to keep this bed here, but I will bring this one back with me, because that is our only other spare bed we have. And my inventory is very full. Patch that up. And I do think that the drifters may still see and attack me from here, but that's kind of just going to happen. Even when we have them in our other system, they would still attack each other that way too. So I don't think we can get around that. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and clean up and pack things back up and head back up to the house, and we will come back here in the next temporal storm. Well, everyone, that is about all we have time for in this episode of the Vintage Story Guide. I hope you enjoyed the completion of our staircase down to the valley and the little pagoda ziggurat thing that we have for our temporal storms. I also hope you enjoy the design that this makes on the map. I am really happy with how this looks from above. It's just pretty cool. I think in the next episode we will get back to our archaeological expedition, and we will finish up visiting all of the ruined villages that we originally intended to this episode, before I got stormed in more ways than one. If you have any AMA questions you'd like me to answer in a video like this one, drop them in a comment with the hashtag 20questions, or post them in the 20 Questions Discord channel. Social and support links, including the Discord invite, are in the video description. As always, my name has been Corazar. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.